Okay, hope everybody's having a nice weekend. Today is April 6, 2014. Let's take a look at the market. The market has really been telling us that to be very cautious and things are shifting away from a lot of these speculative and high beta stuff for the last month or so already. And right now we see that sort of bear fruit last Friday is really accelerated, and even some of the Dow stock is also getting hit as well. And in addition to that, we're also talking about the Dow was going to hit a new high. But unfortunately, I think the last couple of days, the Wednesday and Thursday, the failure for the Dow 30 to actually close above the new all-time high, even though it flirted with it on an intraday basis, I think that kind of rejuvenates some of the negative sentiment on there about the market might be a little bit overextended, and just kind of spook a lot of people and start selling off. And you can see some of the big money has actually been moving and shifting into some of these stable, high quality, value oriented type of stock, especially some of those in the Dow 30. So as this continue, we're just going to see a lot of carnage on the some of these high beta and biotech stock, and you can see that in the next video that I will put up. We'll take a look at some of those stock. But right now, we're just going to take a quick look at the market and see what we should be pay attention to the possibility. Not saying that it will do what I, going to go do on this video. None of us know exactly what the market is going to do. All we could do is paint out some of the scenario that we might want to keep an eye on just in case that it plays out. Then we be prepared and we won't be surprised like a deer staring at a headlight. So let's take a look at the S&P 500. On the S&P 500, we've been saying that it need to essentially hold this this particular level here, the 1848 and the 1850 level, somewhere around this particular support here, this here. And right now it seems to be, could be coming down to retest this particular level. If it can't hold this level, then we probably be looking at the possibility for it to come down and test this pivot here somewhere around this 1820. And that will essentially take the S&P 500 below the 50-day moving average. That a lot of people was watching that, and then if that can hold, we might be even dip below this 1800. Then probably we'll set off some little capitulation when we get down here. Then that maybe will give us a little bit of rejuvenated steam to push the average back up. Because like I said, I don't believe the market have made its top yet, at least in the basis of the Dow Jones 30. It may be that the Nasdaq might have. So if we take a look at the Dow 30, here's the last all-time high here. We're talking about the closing basis here. And if let me take this, bring up the data box here, and then we can see the value here. So on the close, it's essentially is on that particular day, the close is 576.70. I have another data feed that is 576.66, but in either case, it's close enough depending on the data feed that you're getting. And you can see that on the last Wednesday and Thursday, the intraday high is far exceeded that. Let me see, is this data box actually tracking? And the high was 588.20. 16,588.20, and it almost close, to a new all-time high, went to 573. And here you see this, on Thursday. As a matter of fact, I was watching that. I thought it was like a very boring day, and because it's been down, and the entire tape was pretty negative. When I say tape, it's basically a lot of the market indexes and also the some of the breadth, the market breadth was negative, like the AD line, that kind of stuff. So the tape was pretty negative, but at the the last 30 minutes, they seem to be pushing this Dow 30 up to try to get into this record territory, and it's just kind of fluctuating up and down and try to close above that. As a matter of fact, it went up to 78 and 88 could change, up to the high of, so you could see that intraday high is 16,604. 20. So but in the last 30 seconds, some selling came in and pushed it back below that, so it wasn't able to close at a new all-time high. So and that what brought the Friday. On Friday, actually opened with opens pretty strongly on the Dow 30 and actually exceeded, on a new all-time high here. You can see the intraday here is actually, went to 16,631 or 63. And if I let me see if I could get on the intraday chart here. If we maybe get a 30-minute chart here, and you can see that's here's the opening. It's just kind of popping, after the first hour and a half, it just kind of retreated and it just continued to sell off, just like every other index, especially the Q and everybody else. So you can see that the market is setting up to sort of try to sell off some of these stock, even in the Dow Jones. And then if we look at the transportation also gave a little bit back as well. And let's go back and take a look at the Dow Jones first. We're talking about, the high here that is trying to get close. So right now we're basically looking for this thing to possibly come back down and we test these levels here. Maybe, first of all, it's going to come and see could it hold this pivot. We've been talking about this pivot level here, and if it can, then most likely it's going to come back down and retest this March 3rd. That's the day that the Russian, move into Ukraine. That low, you could see that, sort of kind of held that low. So that would be next critical support level to see if the Dow 30 could hold, and also it's kind of dipped down to this 50-day moving average as well. If it get below, get into this area here. So those are some of the levels that might want to keep an eye on in the near future here in the near term. Not saying that it's going to do that, but I think one have to prepare for the worst. Right? Certainly, it could reverse itself and take out the all-time high and put in a new all-time high and then go to 17,000. That's possible too. But right now we're basically looking at some of the negative divergence here. If you could see that on this MACD, there's a slight negative divergence, on here as the Dow 30, make a higher high, and the MACD failed to follow too. So that kind of give you a little bit of a negative technical here to be a little bit more cautious. And same thing here on the Dow Transportation. You see the Dow Transportation been quite strong and also made a new all-time high. Then it pulled back as well on last Friday. So right now we essentially, we're not going to be looking at this March 3rd or this March 14th, because this right here, this pivot here, the March 3rd is basically down here. Okay, and let me see, is this the this is the March 3rd here. So on this Dow Jones Transportation here, the March 3rd is way down here. So I don't believe that we're going to come down and test that level, but most likely we could come back, down and test some of these pivot level here, this level somewhere. So, but the near term, we're going to see kind of hold above that 7,500. Certainly, right now, it seems to be testing this particular pivot high here. So once again, we see a little bit of a divergence here on the MACD, and then in the NASDAQ 100, we all already know that a lot of the biotech and the high beta stock like Netflix, Priceline, they've been pretty much battered, and you can see that right now, we're basically looking for somewhere around this particular pivot here for some sort of support, but you can see that right now it's kind of broken through that, and then now we essentially want to see can it hold this particular support here. It seems to be trying to bounce off of it. If it can't do that, then most likely we'll probably be looking at somewhere around down here, maybe somewhere near the 3450 here. So that's a possibility, and that would probably will create some little bit of a capitulation. You can see that this trend line here has also got broken last Friday. Okay. Then on the finally on the Russell 2000, the Russell 2000, it's trying to get back up and get caught up. And again, you can see the weakness here on Thursday and Friday, and it really accelerated on Friday as well. So we essentially was looking at somewhere around these pivot right? And essentially this low here. So right now we want to keep an eye to see if this support level be able to hold. If it can't hold this, we'll probably come back down here and eventually maybe get back and test this, under the, maybe the 1090 area. But right now we're essentially looking at this, these particular level of possible support, and maybe we get a bounce here. So right now it's even below the 50-day moving average, right? And here's this little bit of a trend line here that might give us a little bit of support, like here, somewhere around this 1120. So these are some of the immediate near-term support level to keep an eye on. Right? And like I said, nothing is certain because nobody know, and if anybody tell you that they know where the market is heading, they be lying to you. So we just need to just paint some of the possible scenario and just be aware of the possibility. Then if it come to play, then we know what we might prepare to do. So that's it for now. Right now, for the market, and like I said, maybe in the later on today, I will put up a video and we'll take a look at some of these high beta stock and see what kind of price level we should keep an eye on some of those stocks. So have a nice rest of the weekend.